What's going on, everyone? It's time for another horror film review. Today we're going to review Dominic is Dead, also known as Dominique, sorry. It was released sometime in March 1979, and it stars Cliff Roberts and is directed by Michael Anderson, who did the film Logan's Run. He also did Orca, the Killer Whale, Around the World in 80 Days, in 1984. So, Dominique is Dead. Well, rich guy is having an affair and stuff, and he wants to kill off his wife. So he comes up with this plan of making it look more like a suicide. So he starts going through and he slowly executes his plan. And once he thinks he's scot free and done, a ghostly appearance starts to appear, his wife, and it starts haunting him and tormenting him. And he's not sure why. It's a paranormal thing going on, and he doesn't know how to get rid of it or if it's actually happening. So he starts really freaking out about it. And sure enough, he ends up getting knocked off, and things are slowly on gets revealed to be something even more sinister. Overall, this film is probably one of the darkest films from the 70s that I've seen. And like the 70s, we got like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Eaten Alive, very brutal, ruthless films. But this one is definitely more brutal on the psyche than anything else. This is like a murder mystery movie done with a horror sort of setting and somewhat of a horror plot. And I thought it was pretty well done, actually. The acting's pretty good. The cinematography is not too bad, except for the night scenes. It's very, very dark, and some of it's hard to see, but it keeps that ambiguity of what's actually happening deep in your mind, and you really get the essence of what is actually happening. And once you start realizing the twist, which is a little bit predictable, but and the reveal of what actually happens. And there's more than one twist in this movie, and which was cool because you don't really see that back in the day. And it was cool to see something like this be made. And it's sad that it's lost a bit to time. Like, it's in the public domain. You can watch it right on YouTube. And but this film has some really good atmosphere and dark themes, and I really enjoyed that overall. But yeah, some of the things I wasn't too big on is, well, yeah, the cinematography got a little annoying every once in a while. But yeah, the story is very slow. It is a slow pace, slow burn type of horror thriller. And yeah, the murder mystery aspect of it is a little cliche and basic, and they could have put a little more thought into that. But overall, I thought the film is better. It was better than I was expecting, and overall, I thought it was a pretty good watch. It was unnerving, and it was a little bit interesting once it got going, and it has a pretty neat uh, conclusion at the end. So if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out, especially if you like murder mystery stuff. If you're more into like the horror spooky stuff, this is sort of like um, it's hard to say what movie this is like, but there is a lot of good aspects of this, and I think more people should definitely check it out. So I'm going to give Dominique is Dead. It's also released as just Dominique in some countries. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. It was better than I was expecting, and overall, it was a good dark movie. So definitely check it out. I'll link the YouTube one down below, so you can watch it for free down there. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future. On my stories, you put the film title in there and some history thing in there as well. And yeah, make sure you check out my Letterbox at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first starting after watching the films. And check out my Twitter at reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And make sure you subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd that I probably never thought of checking out together. And also, so you hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. Don't forget to ring that bell because we're going to continue on with the Nightmare on Elm Street films. Well, in the next one, we're going to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those dead wives haunting us because they haunt us whether they're alive or dead. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.